Hello everyone and welcome back to Python Lessons on Codecademy. Actually, welcome to the last lesson of Codecademy. So in this lesson we will be continuing on with the writing and editing files. And if you've stuck around as far to watch this video, then thank you so much for watching the other videos as well. And so today we're going to be finishing this off. But I will just say that these 5 tasks, the last 5, which is very frustrating, are all kind of bugged by Codecademy. So I will be giving the code and how to fix the Codecademy's problem. So let's start off by reading what they have to say. What if we want to read from a file line by line rather than pulling the entire file in at once? Thankfully, Python includes a readline function that does exactly that, which can come in handy so that you use less memory. Maybe you can make your program more efficient. If you open a file called .readline parentheses on the file object, you'll get to the first line of the file. Subsequent calls to readline will return successive lines. I wonder if you can choose which line you want to read. That would be quite cool, but maybe that's going to be covered later on. Let's see. So we need to declare a new variable, myFile, and not open, open, and we need to open text.txt and in read only. Then on 3 separate lines print out the result of calling myFile.readline. Okay, let's do that, and let's just copy it. Shift home. There we go. And then we need to close myFile, which we do myFile.close. So if you only do this, it's going to give you an error, although this is actually correct, and nobody knows why. You just need to add an extra character to here. What I do is just add an enter after the 3rd line. If you do that, you save and submit, you get what's supposed to happen happening. So if we go to the text file, as we can see, I'm the first line of the file. Our code is readline, and we get as output I'm the first line of the file. Then the second read line is I'm the second line, and I'm the second line here as well. Third line here boss, and third line here boss. So let's move on. PSA buffering data. We keep telling you that you always need to close your files after you're done writing to them. Here's why. During the input-output process, data is buffered. This means that it is held in a temporary location before being written to the file. I don't know how that works in Codecademy, but maybe that's why it's broken. So let's see. Python doesn't flush the buffer. That is, write data to the file until it's sure you're done writing. One way to do this is to close the file. If you write to a file without closing, the data won't make it to the target file. So check out our extremely bad code in the editor. Click Save and Submit Code. You'll know that our read file didn't return any data back. The text still appears in text.txt though, because we closed the file behind the scenes for you. So let's see. As we can see, the file it is there, but that's because they did it apparently, or that's what they're saying. Now our task requires us to, on line 9, do write underscore file dot close, and on line 13 we need to do read file dot close, and we need to run the code again, which it actually didn't give us an error. Okay, that's weird. Last time I actually got an error when I was looking through this. But if it does give you an error, just try adding some kind of character in the text.txt, and it should work. If it doesn't, then do tell me in the comments. I will try to help you. So this time you'll see data come through, which we can easily see there. When we do read.file and read, we get the whole file. And it's telling us that not closing files is very bad. So let's move on. The with and as keywords. I don't know what they do, but let's see. I think, yeah, okay. So programming is all about getting the computers to do the work. Is there a way to get Python to automatically close our files for us? Of course there is. This is Python, okay? You may not know this, but the file objects contain a special pair of built-in methods. Enter parentheses and exit parentheses. I guess it's a special function, which I guess because of the two underscores. The details aren't important, but what is important is that when a file object's exit method is invoked, it automatically closes the file. How do we invoke this method? With and as. So the syntax looks like this. With open file mode, so with the file that you're doing something to, as the variable that you want to call it. So in this case, we're calling the this text file, and I don't completely understand this, so let's see. Check out the example in the editor. Note that we don't explicitly close our file, and remember that if we don't close a file, our data will get stuck in the buffer. Click Save and Submit Code, which I already did by accident, and check out text.txt to see the results. So we have success is actually written with no problems. So I guess if you don't want to include writing to the, closing the file, you can just do with and your file and mode as whatever you want to call it. Oh, and then there's a colon, and then you can do whatever you want. Okay, so it makes sense because you're telling it what you want to do with it, and then once you're finished with it, it exits the indentation part, and I guess it closes it on its own. So that's quite interesting, actually. It can be quite useful, I think. And if not very useful, then at least it looks a lot cleaner in code. So let's move on. So we need to try it ourselves. It worked. Our Python program I can't talk today, sorry. Successfully wrote to text.txt. Now you try. Write any data you like to the text.txt file using with and as. Give your file object the usual name, myFile. So with open and text.txt. Hopefully it's not broken. I don't think it is actually, this one. And we want to write to it. Yep. So close parentheses as myFile. And then what we want to say in there is myFile.write. And let's write. This is the last Python video on Codecademy. Unless I do the quiz. I might do the quiz, but I'm still not sure about that, so I will have to see. Just a heads up. So currently we have nothing in text.txt. Let's see what happens once we save and submit. So file is not callable. Oh, I mean .write. That's where we went wrong. And as we can see, we get what we wanted into our text.txt. So let's move on. Case closed. Let's see. Finally, we'll want a way to test whether a file we've opened is closed. Sometimes we'll have a lot of file objects open, and if we're not careful, they won't be all closed. How can we test this? So we open a file, and then f.closed is false. Then once you close it, f.closed returns true, apparently. Okay, so that actually does make sense. So .closed returns if it's false, if it isn't closed, true if it is closed. So let's see what we need to do after we read through. Python file objects have a closed attribute, which is true when the file is closed and false otherwise. By checking file object closed, we'll know whether our file is closed and can call close on it if it's still open. So that's quite useful, I guess. If you're trying to debug a program, you'll see where your file is closed or open. Below your with as code, oh, we don't actually have that, do two things. I guess I'll just copy and paste it actually. Sorry about this. I wasn't expecting Codecademy to do this on me. Let's copy and save and submit and go to the next lesson. Okay, so here we are. Now we need to check if the file is not .closed. So myFile.closed. So I guess it doesn't need parentheses because, or does it? No, it doesn't need parentheses because it's not really a function. I don't understand how that works completely, because it, in my brain, it makes more sense that it is a function, but okay. If that's the case, call close on it. So if it's not closed, okay, so if that returns false, we need to close it, which we do like that, and that is a function. And you don't need an else here, since your if statement should do nothing if dot closed is true, because it's already closed. We don't need to open or close it. After your if statement, print out the value of myfile.close to make sure your file is really closed. So I will print out that before and after. In this case, it should be closed both times, I think, unless this doesn't do what I think it does. And it actually does. So it returns true and true. So that's actually... So thank you guys so much for watching this course. If you enjoyed it, then please click the like button, share and subscribe. I will be making some more programming videos. I think that I will be doing JavaScript next, but if you would like to see something else, please do choose. I'm planning on again doing it on Codecademy, so I would like to do something like HTML or JavaScript. I was thinking of either JavaScript or PHP or Ruby actually. I know PHP is used as well as JavaScript more than Ruby, to my knowledge at least. So yeah, I probably expect one of those two to be coming out. If you have any questions about the whole course or about this specific topic, then please ask in the comment section down below. If you didn't enjoy the video, then please click the dislike button and tell me why you didn't enjoy this video or the course, so that I can improve for the next course. And as I mentioned before, I might be doing the quizzes, although unlikely, but I'm still not sure on that. I need to decide. But yeah, as I said before, thanks so much for watching. Until the next time, goodbye.